team progressing?
Team looks good so far. Yeah, we've been challenged every day. We're still keeping it short and sweet, but we're going hard, and I like what I see so far.
What developments are there from the last time we talked to you?
I think we're starting to play a little bit better with each other. I think putting Erin in there at the 4 spot has kind of changed what we do. We're picking and popping a lot more with her. That's different than maybe what we've done in the past with our bigger posts just rolling. So that's taken a little getting used to, but we've added a bunch of different looks and sets, and they've picked it up like it's mid-season, which is really great. I think we have a highly cerebral team, which is good for a coach. Defensively, we're making good strides. I like our energy. I like our aggressiveness defensively, and then we've been trying to add some transition to it. I like our defense to offense. I think we've been playing really well. That's actually been our biggest strength this fall.
Do you guys have any scrimmages with other teams lined up?
Yeah, we have a close scrimmage this weekend, and we're looking forward to that. I think, like most teams, this is the time of year you kind of get tired of each other, and we get a little bit cranky and ornery from time to time, and it's time to just play somebody else. So yeah, we've got somebody coming in this weekend.
Are you allowed to say who that is?
I don't think I am. I can tell you off the record when there aren't cameras, if you want to ask. It's not that big a deal, but we just can't publicize it.
What facet of the game have you seen that's kind of stood out in terms of improvement from where it was last year to kind of where it is or where it's going this year?
Our first scrimmage, we actually had an extended scrimmage against our practice guys the other day, and I love the fact that we're shooting more threes. So we took 24 threes and 23 twos in that scrimmage, and we made 14 both ways. So we shot at a high percentage, took care of the ball really well. We assisted on 70% of our field goals. So that's always one of the things I look at, knowing that, okay, we're moving the ball, we're playing the right way if we have a high assist to field goal ratio. So I like how we're sharing the ball and moving it around. And I think this year we've tried to become less predictable. Just put it in Sabrina's hand and let Ruthie run some kind of a pick and roll action. We're trying to get the ball to the third and fourth side of the floor, a lot more movement, some false motion, and it looks good so far.
Player-wise, kind of the same question. Who's stood out, who's improved, who's come in from this freshman class that you've liked so far?
Yeah, I think Taylor Chavez is playing really well, and hit 4 threes in our scrimmage the other day. She picks things up quickly. She's at a huge disadvantage because we run, I think one of the things that help our team is, and the reason why we're so good and efficient offensively is from the day they get on campus, they're running the same things till the day they leave. And so as an incoming freshman, sometimes that's tough because you're further behind. We're not reteaching something every single year. She has picked it up. She makes great reads. She's a very smart player, and I think she looks good right now. Morgan Yeager looks really good too. I like our guard line. You add those two along with Sabrina and Maite, and then Satu and Erin at the 3 from time to time. That's a deep guard core.
Are y'all hurting with the shorter bench?
Are we what?
Hurting? Has it been hard to recover?
No. Actually, we're getting a lot of reps, but we're getting a lot of rest. We have a group of practice guys who deserve a lot of credit. We have 7 or 8 that come each and every day, and so they're basically we're going against them each and every day, which I think helps us because they're quick and they're strong and they're aggressive. So we have to adapt. And then secondly, we're not taxing our players. We're not going 5-on-5 with our own players all the time. So they're getting ample rest, and I think that's going to be good in the long run. I think where the depth might hurt us is when we're on the road at practice, and we're hoping to pick up another athlete or two by the time we get into games.
How important is Lydia in her development?
Yeah, Lydia looks great. She's still, let's see, how would you call it? She's not full go yet. So yeah, Lydia looks great. She's working hard. She's still restricted in the number of down and backs she can get at a time, but she's I think just a week or two from being full go, and right now looks good. She gives us a different dynamic. There's no question about it. She's so athletic and long, but she's still got some room to grow and get more physical and get stronger. She's just never had an off season to be able to, put that time in to get bigger and stronger.
When you're going through the offseason and you know that you're going to have so many the same pieces back, and that the end goal is really about.
I'm sorry, what was the first part of it?
When you're going through the offseason, planning in the offseason, and you know you're going to have a lot of pieces back, and the team's end goal is really about the end of the year and March. How do you approach it as far as preparation, setting goals? Because when it's a short term, when you're talking in October, November, but the end goal is March with a lot of returning pieces. This is almost more of a professional mindset of returning players and pieces as opposed to collegiate where you're recycling people or new faces.
Well, the reality is we don't set goals. We don't have a goal for going to the Final Four, winning a national championship, winning the Pac-12. That's not what we've ever been about. Our goal is to get better each and every day. And I think if you only think March and April, then I think you do a disservice to your basketball team. I think it's about the process. It's about getting better each and every day. Certainly we're good enough to achieve a lot of big goals, but the reality is if you talk to all these players, that's what they'll talk about. We don't have those things. It's not something that we talk about all the time. We want to get better today than we were yesterday. Yesterday we weren't very good, but we use this as a positive, meaning that, okay, you know what? So there are going to be games when we're not very good. We got to grind it out and find a way to get it done. And so we used it as a learning example. But no, that's really not what we're about. I think if we achieve our full potential, then who knows what the limit is. But yeah, we aren't thinking that far ahead.
So with that in mind, then, if that's the approach, when you have so many returning pieces and the messages on a daily level, do you do anything to change that or take a different approach to the same overall message so that it's not, I want to say stale, but when it's constantly a daily approach, but everybody's heard it for a couple of years, do you worry at all?
Nope, I don't. Not with this group. And that comes from them. This is how Sabrina has lived her existence as a basketball player. And I think a lot of them, the same thing, and we've reinforced that once they've gotten here. No, I don't think we get stale anymore because we're not thinking about, future goals. That's when I think if you're only worried about that end outcome, I think you shortchange yourself in the short term. I don't think maybe you're getting better, and because it is a daily grind, man. It is, and professionals, I hear them all the time talking about this is what we want to do is win a championship, and that's great. They're professionals. We have a different approach here, and I would bet you that most programs feel the same. That's kind of the same way they approach it. Yeah. Good question, though. That was good. Thought-provoking. Yes.
What's the plan of attack this year? How are you guys going to compensate for all the lost threes and some of the transfer students?
Yeah, we don't have many lost threes. I mean, Erin Boley's as elite a shooter as possible as there is in the country. Obviously, we're going to miss Lexi. I mean, there's no question about it. She was a heck of a player and had an amazing career here for 4 years. But no, I think it's even going to be a bigger part of our game this year, the 3-point. If you look at it, we shoot a high percentage. We don't shoot a ton. There are programs out there shooting 35 or 40 a game. We'll shoot 21. Or 22, whatever that is. So we're not a high volume 3-point shooting team.
Yeah. What has Nia Jackson kind of brought to your staff?
Good question. I think Nia is phenomenal. She is a hard worker. She's already given us a lot in the recruiting in terms of just content that we're putting out and new ideas. She's got a great attitude. She can't coach on the floor, unfortunately. Otherwise, I think she'd be really good at that. But she makes suggestions to me all the time and things that she sees that we might want to change and do better. Yeah, that was a great hire, slam dunk hire. And she's a Duck, and she's proud of it and was one of our all-time greats, so she's got credibility. I think our team really likes her. They've bonded with her in a short period of time, as well as our coaching staff. So that's one of the best moves I've made in a long time.
How much does that help to have someone that's not that far removed from what your players are doing?
I think it helps a lot. I'm an old codger, My playlist looks a lot different than theirs. And so, at times, I think I relate okay with this generation, but it's always great to have young people in your program who are not that far removed, who've gone through the rigors of practice every day, and can kind of every once in a while just kind of be there to talk to them and maybe help them through different things that are going on in their lives that I can't even pretend to understand, at this age. So yeah, I think it's been a great marriage, her and being back here in the program.